नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. We finished 29 slokas in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is teaching very clearly, very nicely about Prakriti, Purusha, everything we are enjoying, we are understanding. And the Paramatma, the super soul, we are understanding also very, very well in these slokas. Because Krishna is saying that he is there everywhere, he is there in everyone's body as the super soul, Paramatma. So if we are able to realize Paramatma, the super soul, because Krishna is there in everyone's body, if we are able to understand, if we are able to see the super soul in everyone's body, so that means we are really we are able to see with the eyes of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. That's what is very important. Jnana Chakshusha. So with the eyes of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, we will be able to see everything clearly. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are getting this supreme confidential knowledge. The most confidential knowledge, Krishna tells Arjuna that in the 9th chapter, very first sloka, that I am teaching you, idam tute guhya uttamam pravakshami, guhya tamam pravakshyami, jnanam, jnana sagitam, yajnatva mokshasya asubhat. So, because Pravakshami Anasuyave, because you are not envious of me, I am giving you this knowledge. We already discussed about this many times. Why one should become envious of Krishna? Because Krishna is the supreme. Because Krishna, normally when we get envious, when we envy someone who is superior than us, who is good, who is better than us. So we envy that person. That's what enviousness comes. Normally enviousness comes only at that point of time. If we just accept that person as the supreme person, then there is no need to envy that person. Because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. If we realize that fact, and if we recognize and understand, acknowledge that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, then there is no need to envy Krishna. So we accept Krishna as the Purushottama. So in that case, we will be able to understand this Bhagavad Gita fully as it is. By Krishna's causeless mercy, Krishna gives us this knowledge because he is seated in our heart and he gives us the knowledge because the knowledge is coming from Krishna only. That's how we are all connected together. We are all studying Bhagavad Gita every day because Krishna is giving us this knowledge. It's Krishna's mercy. And we are also very fortunate that we are able to get this knowledge, the most confidential knowledge, we are able to study every day and understand it. When we are able to put this knowledge into practice in our daily life, we will be able to actually control our mind. We will be able to plan our activities, regulate our activities. Niyatam kuru karma. That's what Krishna said. In the 3rd chapter we studied, Krishna said that Niyatam kuru karmatvam in the 8th sloka. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayohi akarmanaga. So one should perform the prescribed duties. So the same thing in the 6th chapter, Krishna is saying that yukta agara vigarasya yukta chestasya karmasu. So yukta is also same, and niyatam also is same. So we are regulating. So we are controlling. So that's what is very important. So if we are able to regulate and control all our activities, our daily activities, our life is going to be peaceful and blissful if we are able to regulate and control all our activities. So that includes our eating, sleeping, everything. If we are able to regulate. If we ourselves put ourselves in trouble's way by engaging in all kinds of activities, if we don't find time to actually serve Krishna, to remember Krishna, so then actually we won't be able to regulate our activities. Then we will be always under stress, always under compulsion, force, always. When we are not able to fix our mind on Krishna, when we are not able to focus our intelligence on Krishna, then we are submitting ourselves into Maya, and Maya takes control of us, and we are always under force, under stress, under struggle, and we are suffering all the time. That is the reality of life. That's what we need to understand. With the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we need to understand that is the reality of life. That we are undergoing a lot of trouble in this world, in this material world. No one is happy in this material world when they are going after material sense objects. There is no point in gaining a lot of material things in this material world. We need to gain Krishna. We need to gain the spiritual world, life in spiritual world. We need to get the permanent residency in Krishna's world. That's what is very important. We need to become a citizen of Goloka. That's what is very important. So, having gone, we will not come back to this material world at all. Yadgatva na nivartante. Many times Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you go to Krishna's world, we are not going to come back to this material world. We understand that for sure. There is no doubt. Many times Krishna is repeating in that thing in Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna many times says that if you do all those things, you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. Mamevesisi asamsaya. Mamevesisi asamsaya. Many times Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Mamevesisi. So just do this, then you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Always think of me, you will come to me. Mayarpita manobuddhi mamevesisi asamsaya. If you offer your mind and intelligence unto me, you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. But once you come to me, yadgatva na nivartande taddama paramam mama. If you come to me, you will not come back to this material world again. That is my supreme abode. Yadgatva na nivartante taddama paramam mama. That's what Krishna is saying. So we need to just follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and go to Krishna. That's what is very important. And once we go to Krishna, we will not come back to this material world. So this time is very critical. Whatever the time what we have in this life is very important. We cannot lose this. We cannot miss this opportunity. We need to put conscious efforts to make progress every day. That means we need to practice. We need to practice controlling our mind. We need to practice focusing our mind on Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So our mind should only stick to that sound vibration. That's it. It should not go anywhere else. Wherever it goes, we need to bring it back and again focus on this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Yato nischalati manaschanchala astiram tatastato niyamyetat atmanyeva vasam nayat. So we need to bring it under the control of this self, wherever the mind wanders. So that practice we need to do every day with the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. So if we are able to practice that and keep our mind within us, ourself, not worrying about anything happening in this material world. This material world is always changing. Nothing is permanent. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate sataka. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na abhavo vidyate sataka. Na bhavo vidyate sataka. So, the one which is temporary is always changing. There is no endurance. It is not permanent. There is the body, this material veil, everything is happening, everything is changing, always changing. The bonds are breaking and new bonds are forming in the matter. So the matters are all different kinds of bonds: covalent bond, ionic bond, metallic bond, all such things, ionic compounds, molecular compounds. All these things are bonds are forming within our body also all the time. The proteins. So there are so many bonds, intermolecular forces, everything. All the time our body is constantly changing. But na abhavo vidyate sataga. But the soul which is permanent is never changing. We are always the same. But why we should be in this material body and struggle and suffer in this material world? That's a very important question. Why should we be in this temporary body, which is not going to stay with us forever? Everyone is going to lose this body. And this brings us so much suffering. Dukkha doshanu darsanam, janma mrityu jara vyadi, dukkha. So it's bringing us all kinds of miseries and struggle in this material world. We need to realize that. We need to realize that everyone is struggling and suffering in this material world. No one is happy. No one can be happy in this material world other than Krishna's devotees, who are always able to focus their mind and intelligence on Krishna. So they are not worried about anything. So they surrender everything unto Krishna. That's what is very important. So we need to fully depend on Krishna for everything. That's the main point. Only we need to fully depend on Krishna. Krishna will do our job. Krishna is ready to do our tasks. We really don't have to struggle and suffer. Krishna is there. Krishna is waiting to serve us. So we need to just get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and understand all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita and just spread Krishna's message everywhere and regulate all our activities in our life, day-to-day activities, all our eating, sleeping, everything. So that way we will be able to actually minimize all our distress. We will be able to completely eradicate our distress, free from the problems. We'll be able to solve all the problems. The only solution is this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the solution manual. This Bhagavad Gita is the spiritual guide. So the instructions given by Krishna in this Bhagavad Gita is what we need to focus, we need to understand, we need to use this. Karya akarya vyavasthito. Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya akarya vyavasthito. So anything we do or we don't do, everything we should always depend only on this Bhagavad Gita. If we just do like that, if we are able to meet all the requirements specified in this Bhagavad Gita, so all the specifications, if we meet, that means all the qualities, if we are able to achieve all the qualities. For example, Arjuna asks in the second chapter, 54th sloka, what are the qualities of a self-realized person? What are the symptoms? How can I understand if a person is self-realized? What language he speaks, what does he speak, and how does he sit, and how does he walk? Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya kesava sthitadi kim prabhasheta kim masita vrajetakam. That's what Arjuna asked. And Krishna explained everything. How a Sthita Prajna will behave, Krishna explained everything. We need to use this life to gain all those qualities. That's what is very important for us. We have to become a Sthita Prajna. It's very important. That means our intelligence should be very well established. It should be very steady. Our mind should be very steady. Without having a steady mind, without having a steady intelligence, we will not have peace of mind. We are going to struggle and suffer. We are not going to enjoy. There is no happiness. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha ayuktasya bhavanaga nacha abhavayataga shanti ashantasya kutasukam. When we are not able to connect ourselves with Krishna, that means we are going to lose our intelligence, and we will not have steady mind. And when we don't have steady mind, there is no peace of mind. When there is no peace of mind, there is no happiness. So we need to connect ourselves with Krishna. That's what is very important. We cannot simply waste this time. We have to effectively use our human life. So what we are doing every day is something extraordinary. It's very, very rare event what we are doing, because on a daily basis we are actually studying Bhagavad Gita. We are studying all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita. The way Krishna spoke to Arjuna, we are understanding exactly word to word meaning, everything, because Bhagavad Gita as it is very special. Srila Prabhupada has given us in such a way that we understand each and every sloka very, very clearly. So if we understand all these slokas, we know how many chapters, how many slokas, and what are the questions asked by Arjuna, and what are the answers given by Krishna, and everything when we understand fully. So, and every day when we study this Bhagavad Gita, we are enjoying. These slokas, when we recite again and again, it brings us so much of happiness. So much, unlimited happiness. At least this is a time we are not worrying about anything. We are not thinking about anything. Our mind is fully focused right now. Our mind is fully connected with Krishna right now. We don't have to think about anything at this point of time other than Krishna. Because Krishna is the supreme person and Krishna is the super soul who is seated in our heart, and we just have to depend on Krishna only for everything. All the results belong to Krishna. That's what is very important. We should not be affected by any results. That means we should not be attached to any results. If we are attached to results, then only we will be affected by the results. So knowing very well that everything belongs to Krishna, so we should be attached only to Krishna. If we are attached to Krishna, whatever we need, Krishna is going to give us. Because he owns everything. He is the Sarvaloka Maheswaram. He is the supreme enjoyer. He is the Sarvaloka Maheswaram. He is the proprietor. He owns everything. So if you are attached to Krishna, then Krishna is going to give us. That's what is very important. Krishna is going to give us. We don't have to go ourselves and hunt for it in this material world. Let us completely depend on Krishna. That's it. That's what Krishna is asking in Bhagavad Gita. At all circumstances, you just surrender unto me. That's it. Abandon everything. You just surrender unto me. Always think of me. Whatever you do it for me. See, if you do it for Krishna, everything, whatever we do, if you do it for Krishna, our life is going to be very, very blissful. We will be extremely happy. So that is the way we will be able to control our senses, control our mind, and our intelligence will be very well established. So then we can, by using the intelligence and mind and control senses, we will be able to serve Krishna, and we will be able to transcend the three modes of material nature. We'll be able to free ourselves from the modes of nature. At this point of time, modes of nature they are not controlling us at this point of time, at least. At least at this point of time, when we study Bhagavad Gita, when we are fully connected with Krishna, our mind is not going anywhere. At least at this point of time, our mind is completely focused on Krishna only. So that means our mind is completely controlled at least this point of time. But we need to slowly, when we do this and practice and progress and gain experience, over a period of time, our mind will become our best friend. It is going to always stick to Krishna, always think about Krishna. Nakinchit api chintayet. It's not going to think about anything else. That's what is very important. Nakinchit api chintayet. प्रशान्तमनस्संह्येनं योगिनं सुखम् उत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसं brahmabhutamakalmasham. So that's what is going to happen. When we control our mind, when we don't think about anything else in this world other than Krishna, so then our mind will become peaceful. Prashanta manasam. Prashanta manasam means our mind will be peaceful. That's why jitatmanaga prashantasya. So when we conquer our mind, when we control our mind, we will get prashanta. We will get peace. Prashanta manasam yenam yoginam sukham uttamam. So we will be able to sukham uttamam. So the ultimate happiness, the topmost happiness, Sukham Uttamam Upaiti Shanta Rajasam, completely our Rajoguna is pacified, Rajoguna is controlled. So then we will be able to reach the Brahma Bhuta, Krishna as well, Akalmasham, freed from all sins. So that's what is happening with us with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we finished 29 slokas. So in the last two slokas, in the 28th, 29th slokas, Krishna is teaching about the super soul. So, samam sarveshu bhutesu tishtantam parameshwaram vinasyat avinashyantam yapasyati sapasyati. So Krishna as the super soul, as the Parameshwara, Krishna is there in everyone's heart. And also the soul is there in each and every body. So the soul and the super soul, they are not destroyed when this body is destroyed. That's what Vinasyat Avinashyantam. So then in the 29th sloka, Krishna is teaching what we studied yesterday. Samam pashyangi sarvatra samavasthitam Ishwaram nahinashti atmanatmanam tato yati param gati. So samam pashyangi sarvatra, one who sees everywhere equally, everyone equally. So because everywhere Krishna is there, in everyone's body, everyone's heart, Krishna is there. Samavasthitam Ishwaram. So he is there equally in everyone's body. Nakinasti atmanatmanam. So for a such person, he will not degrade himself with mind. So and he will be able to control the mind and go reach the supreme destination. Tato yati param gati. So now this sloka, what we are studying today, in the sloka number 30, Krishna is teaching us. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaka yapashyati tatatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaka. We already know about that. Krishna already told us. Even in the 3rd chapter itself, Krishna taught us this. So, we already studied, we understood in the 3rd chapter itself. So, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunehi Karmani Sarvasaga. Same thing Krishna is repeating here. Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunehi Karmani Sarvasaga. That's what we studied in the 3rd chapter. So, Ahankara Vimudatma Kartaka Viti Manyade. So I believe in the 3rd chapter, sloka number 27, I believe. So Krishna taught us this. So Ahankara Vimudatma Kartakam iti manyade. Only, in the sloka number 27, in the 3rd chapter. Only a person due to Ahankara thinks that I am the doer, but everything is done by the Prakriti. The same thing here Krishna is saying that Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasaka. So all the activities are carried out by Prakriti. There is the 3 modes of material nature. Karya, Karana, Kartrutve, Hetur, Prahetugu, Prakriti Uchyate. Purushaga, Sukha Dukkanam, Bhoktrutve, Hetugu Uchyate. That's what we studied in the sloka number 20th in this 13th chapter. So we already studied. So in the sloka number 19. Prakriti, Purusham, 21st. So in the sloka number 21 we studied. Karya, Karana, Kartrutve, Hetugu, Prakriti Uchyate. So that's why Krishna is teaching here that Prakriti cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasaga. So all the activities are created and performed. Everything is by the Prakriti. That means the 3 modes of material nature. Yapasyati tatatmanam akartaram. One who sees that he is not doing anything. Yapasyati tatatmanam akartaram sapasyati. Only he really sees. So one who sees that he is not doing anything is actually really seeing. He only sees. Because everything is done by the 3 modes of material nature, by Prakriti. One who can see that all activities are performed by the body, which is created of material nature, and sees that the self does nothing, actually sees. So, self is not doing anything. So, we are not the doer. The Atma, the soul is not the doer. So, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 30th sloka in the 13th chapter, Hare Krishna, by Krishna's causeless mercy. I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.